So here's a couple things you can do to your Google form just to make it look a little different, look a little bit better, and maybe how to use some of the controls. So I've already created this Google form in quiz mode for my flipped classroom. And I want to go up to the top here and check out a couple of things I can do just to make it look a little bit different. I can click the color palette here. And when I go into the color palette, this is how I can change some of my background colors. So if I want to change my background color to something, something a little bit different, I can go here. If I don't want a solid color, I can simply go over to the picture icon in the bottom right-hand corner and click that, and I have lots of template options for me. I can go into work and school, which is typically where I stay, and I can find one of these options to use through here. It can be anything you want. Maybe I'll use this one and click select, and now the background will change to that one. So it's whatever you like. I go back into palette again and click that picture. I can go to other. There's all sorts of different ones here. These are just a bunch of different shapes, pictures. They're kind of different. Party ones are very exciting. So whatever you think, whatever works for you. You can also upload a picture on your own. So if you take a picture of your class or have something else in there, you can add a picture yourself. So for mine, I'm simply going to use, maybe I'll use this one, make math really exciting, and have that in my background. And then this will be what my form looks like. If I go to settings, the cog right here, this is how I change and add to the settings of my Google form. I typically keep it to restricting to South Glens Falls users with a CSD user ID, simply because this is for school purposes. If I want to collect email addresses from each student as they come in, I can click that. And if I do, then the student can also get a response receipt. You don't really need to do that, but this is something you can do, especially if you're sending it to adults. Sometimes that's a good thing to do. So I'll click that off. If I want to limit my students to one response, that means they can't submit the form more than once. I simply click that button, and then they'll only be able to do it one time, but I'm going to take that out of there. You can also click this if you'd like. The respondents can edit after they submit it. So if they want to go back and change it afterwards, that's really up to you. They can do that. If they want to see a summary of responses when they're done, they can do that as well. But I'm just going to keep it the way it was. There's also two other modes up here in settings. One is a presentation mode. The presentation mode will show a progress bar to tell you how far you've come. So if you have 5 questions, it'll kind of have the bar go over until all 5 questions are done. Okay, you can add that. I can shuffle my question order, so each student will have a different order to their questions. I can do it that way. I can show a link to submit another response if I want to. If you want your students to get a confirmation message when they're done and their response is submitted, you can put that there as well. So the progress bar isn't a bad idea for a quiz, and neither is the shuffle, the order, the presentation order. From here, I can also click quizzes. So if I wanted to make it a quiz after I've already created it, this is how I can do it. The one that I have there, I've already started in quiz form, so I don't need to do anything to this right now. So I'm going to click save. And now all of my save will be on here, so that when I click preview and the students see this, they now have this bar to tell us how many they've finished. The submit is here. So everything is all set. This is what the students will see. I'll go back to my original. If I go to the 3 dots over here in the right-hand corner, this is just going to give me a little bit more options. I can make a copy. So if I like the way this quiz looks, I want to change it, I can make a copy just like anything else in Google. If I don't want it anymore, I can move it to trash. I can get a pre-filled link if I click here. If I want to print my quiz, I can do it here. This one's not a bad idea. If I want to add collaborators, that means I want to add people that can edit this with me, I can. So if you're a team of teachers that work together, or if you are a teacher in an ICT classroom or working with a special education teacher or have a student teacher, this is a great way that you can work on this together. The other one that I really like are add-ons, and this is where I can add some add-ons to my flipped classroom to make it a little bit easier to use. I'll make another video soon that talks about the really good add-ons that go with Google Form. Last but not least, if I want to change the name of my quiz, I'm going to go up here and I want to change it to Flipped Classroom demo. And that's where I would change that up at the top. All my changes are saved in my drive and I'm ready to go. If I want to send this to somebody, let's say I don't want to embed it into a classroom yet, I just want to send it. I click my send button and it's going to give me my choices here. Up at the top, I can automatically collect respondents from the South Glens Falls usernames. That means I will collect their username on my spreadsheet when I'm done. If I want to email it to somebody, I simply put in my email address, my subject, and if I want to add a message, I can put it here. If I want to send it as a link, I click the link button and simply click copy, and it will copy that link. If I want to shorten my link, I click it here. This is good for when I embed it into a classroom because you don't want a big long link for there. Okay, if I want to embed this form in a Google site, this is where I would go. So if I click the two signs right here, I click that, it'll give me my embed code. And I simply copy it, and then that's where it gets embedded into my Google site if that's where I would rather put this. So that's how I would send my form. I'm going to cancel it off right here. Other than that, that's really all there is with Google Forms. My last section up here is my add-ons, and I will put that in a separate video.